Shalom Aleichem and welcome to this video. And in this video we're going to be just looking at some things concerning Paul of Tarsus and his relationship with the brethren who are in Jerusalem and who are Torah observant Israelites. Now in Acts chapter 21 we see Paul coming back from his journeys for the last time, and he comes to Jerusalem to go up and see the brethren. And he knew apparently that there was going to be some trouble before, when he arrived there. And we find that when he arrives there, Luke writes that when we had arrived in Jerusalem, the brothers received us gladly. And on the following day, Shaul went in with us to Jacob, and all the elders came. And having greeted them, he was relating one by one what the Mighty One had done among the Gentiles through his service. And when they heard it, they praised the Master, and they said to him, "You see, brother." Now here's the thing. So the brethren who are in Jerusalem, Paul tells them that, he's been doing awesome things and many people have come into faith and to believe in Yehoshua. So they hear that and they say, okay, great news. But then, here's the thing. This is Jacob and the brothers there, the elders of the Jerusalem brethren. And they said to him, "You see, brother, how many thousands of Yehudim there are who have believed, and all are ardent or zealous for the Torah. And, or you could say, but they have been informed about you that you teach all the Yehudim who are among the Gentiles to forsake Moshe, saying not to circumcise the children, nor to walk according to the practices. What then is it? They shall certainly hear that you have come." So here's the thing. We find that the Israelites who believe in Yehoshua and who are keeping Torah, there are many thousands of them, and they've been hearing things about Shaul. They've been hearing that he's been going around teaching against Torah, and obviously they're concerned about this. Because of this, obviously they have very severe doubts about Paul as to whether he is a true brethren, and this is going to cause some trouble. And Jacob says, "What is it? They shall certainly hear that you have come." So what does he say? He says, "So do this, what we say to you. We have 4 men who have taken a vow. Take them and be cleansed with them, and pay their expenses, so that they shave their heads. And all shall know that what they have been informed about you is not so, but that you yourself also walk orderly, keeping Torah. But concerning the Gentiles who believe, we have written and decided that they should keep themselves from what is offered to idols, and blood, and what is strangled, and whoring." So Jacob's plan here is that the best way for Paul to try and counteract what's been said about him is to actually go and do some offerings and to try and show that Paul is keeping Torah. Now the point I want to make is, what happens next? Did the Israelites who were all keeping Torah zealously and believed in Yehoshua, did they come around to accepting Paul, or did they continue to doubt him and have suspicions about him? Well, we don't get a direct answer in Acts, but I think there are a couple of clues that we get. The first clue is that we hear nothing concerning Jacob, concerning Kepha, concerning the Jerusalem brethren, concerning the believing Israelites. From the point when Paul is arrested in the temple, we hear nothing back from them at all. So to me, that is suggesting that they indeed rejected him. They just turned away from him and realized that he was indeed, the rumors about him were indeed true, and he was indeed teaching against Torah. And the other thing as well is that Paul he's put on trial a couple of times. Once before the Sanhedrin, and another occasion, the high priest sends a delegation to accuse him. And again, we see no input whatsoever from Jacob, from Kepha, from the apostles, from the Jerusalem brethren. Not once do they step in to defend him. Not once do they come to his, to his aid. And to me, if he was really the big apostle that he, made himself out to be, and that if he was really on board with the Jerusalem brethren, surely they would come and they would help to defend him. Surely they would come and speak up for him, but they don't. And to me, that is evidence that they had rejected him, and they had realized that, in fact, perhaps they'd seen copies of letters that he'd actually written. Perhaps Jacob and Kepha and the Jerusalem elders, actually sat down and saw letters. Perhaps the Yehudim from who were living in Asia, who opposed Paul, maybe they brought letters with him. Maybe they brought a copy of Galatians and letters like Corinthians, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, and showed it to them, and it had become evident to them that in fact Paul was indeed an apostate, and they rejected him. This is my hypothesis anyway. Again, we don't get a direct answer on this in the book of Acts, because the book of Acts from chapter 21 onwards, it's all about Paul himself. But I'm just saying that the absence of the Jerusalem brethren, the lack of defense, the lack of support from Jacob and Kepha, speaks something to me concerning this. Now, in the next video, what I'm going to be suggesting is that we do have evidence as to the fact that Paul was indeed rejected by those Torah-keeping Israelites. So stay tuned for the next video in this series.